Passengers arriving in China clash with police as they are forced to enter mandatory quarantine, even though that requirement finally expires on Sunday. Since China began dismantling its zero COVID policy last month, a huge sudden surge in infections has pushed some hospitals and funeral homes to the limit. But only 3 new deaths were logged Monday in a population of 1.4 billion.
There are some estimates that perhaps 20% of the Chinese population have already been infected in this wave. And to say in that context, there's only 3 deaths is just fantasy. It's just not true.
Canada has joined some Western nations implementing pre-departure testing for travellers coming from China. On Tuesday, a Beijing Foreign Ministry spokesperson said those restrictions are purely political and unscientific.
They're going to get their backs up.
Epidemiologist Prabhat Jha says rather than restricting travellers, Canada should just focus on keeping track of the virus with random testing of arriving travellers and expanding aircraft wastewater analysis to all Canadian airports.
It's bad science and I think even worse politics to have this kind of restriction on or a requirement of testing for travellers from China. We know it didn't work. Just in the past, it hasn't worked at all.
Equally, he says Beijing needs to accept offers of non-Chinese vaccines and share all its data on what's happening inside China. On Tuesday, the World Health Organization met with Chinese officials in the hope of getting more of that information. So after almost 3 years of the pandemic, the world remains divided by a virus that doesn't respect borders. Redmond Shannon, Global News, London.